Ready for the show? I'm ready to start.
10, 9, ignition sequence starts. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. All engine running. Liftoff. We have a liftoff. 32 minutes past the hour. Liftoff on Apollo 11.
Roger, we got a roll from
Tower cleared.
Roger, roll.
First time on Earth, there is a technological intelligence reaching for the stars.
Ease yourself back into consciousness.
My fellow listeners, now I present to you E.T. First Contact Radio, starring our wonderful host, Maarten Horst.
Well, greetings, my dear friends from all over the world. This is Maarten Horst speaking indeed, live from the Netherlands, connecting with the UK with my beautiful lightworker friend, beautiful human being with a very high consciousness and a very beautiful energy, and a long-time friend, Carol Noonan. So, Carol, welcome to the program, my dear friend.
Hello, Maarten. It's so great to connect with you and be back here again.
Yes.
You know, to be able to talk and share with you information.
Yes, we can make it a kind of celebration of our connection and the connection with the world, and a celebration of the 11th year, 2018 we are in, with all the amazing energies and the planets aligning all one side of the sun at the moment, and the Mercury retrograde coming next week, and the moon eclipse. So you know, anything you want to talk about, it's an amazing time to be alive, and I believe that there's a big shift, a huge shift going on, and you have the ability to tap and to tune into this energy and this collective and your guides. So tell us where we are and how you are, and anything you want to share about this amazing time we are now living in.
Well, it's almost been a year since we did the last interview, and I've moved to the UK now, and I'm living in here over here, and I'm just, you know, kind of settling in, you know, still settling into the place, and my energy is still settling in, because I had quite a hard time when I first moved over, so I find the energy is just settling now.
Yes.
You know, so, and I'm also because I had done when I spoke to you last, my ebook was available, but I now have it on paperback, so that's available if anyone's interested.
Oh,
and
great.
it's called it's called the Pleiadian Child.
Yes.
And so the book covers a section of the channeled writing by the Pleiadians, and it also covers my childhood. And the way it unfolded for me is that I connected to the Pleiadians when I was 8. Remember.
So young already.
Sorry?
When you were so young, amazing.
Yeah, when I was 8.
Yes.
But I had forgotten that, and I did a shamanic course in Ireland with Paul O'Halloran, and then I began to have memories that I'd forgotten as a child of having connected to them as a child, you know, connecting to the Pleiadians. And memories began to unfold. And I was in the middle of writing and channeling when I had those memories reoccur, you know, raise up for me. And we were talking just before the interview about reincarnation and the soul's journey.
Yes.
And I think for a lot of us, especially starseeds, because I do feel that, very strongly a connection to you, and I also feel that you're a starseed as well.
I am,
and
yes.
I feel that with a lot of starseeds and indigos and crystals and rainbow children, because I class all the indigos, the rainbow and the crystal children as starseeds, and I think that that's just a subtitle for them, or a subcategory, for the indigos, crystals and the rainbows. They are starseeds. They've just got a subcategory. I think a lot of us... Sorry, Maarten, go on.
Yes, I believe that too, Carol. I believe that too.
And I think a lot of us are reincarnated here to raise the vibration of Earth, raise our own vibration. And sometimes I think we get hugely challenged with situations, and it kind of overwhelms us, where we kind of we blow a fuse. It's like we're electrical circuits, and we blow a fuse.
Indeed.
And that can show up in different ways. And sometimes it can have a negative effect on us when our Kundalini awakes too quickly. We kind of it's a shock to our system, and that can cause certain things. It can trigger us into a negative space because it raises too quickly. And sometimes we end up on medication because of that. And I think that in all the journey back to getting back into balance will take a while. It's not just an instant thing. It will take us a while to get back to balance, because we're trying to be because we're trying to be dumbed down.
Yes.
So we need to keep raising our vibration all the time.
Yes, indeed.
So our soul's journey, we don't come from, I don't believe that we come from here. I believe that we come from different star nations. So we come from the outside in. And this is part of everything that's going on with Earth and astrologically and with the planets and everything at the moment. Everything is raising up a gear or two or three or four. And it's a really needs, the time now, it's so important that we connect in with each other more and more, and communication and being open and not hiding stuff, not hiding the spiritual stuff.
Yeah, we are really arriving now in a very heightened energy where nothing can be hidden. We really have to be very truthful to each other. That's what I feel as well.
Absolutely, because the veil of amnesia that was placed around the Earth is being lifted.
Yes.
And it's not just one thing that's going on. There's a lot of different things going on that are all interconnected. So everything is changing and everything is falling away. It's like the floodgates have been opened.
Yes, indeed.
And everything is clearing and shifting. And there's no time anymore to process things. It's all so everything is happening so quickly.
And it's happening instantaneously also.
Yeah, with a lot of people, and also with starseeds at the moment, and other souls that are more advanced. We don't seem to need as long to process stuff as we used to. So everything's happening so quickly. We don't need as long to process stuff. And also in the dream time, things have really speeded up as well.
I must tell you, Carol, when I'm dreaming, a couple of weeks ago and last night, I went to sleep in my bed, and when I woke up, I was completely turned upside down in my whole bed, and the blankets were. I don't know what I did in my sleep, but I dreamt a lot. I dreamt about people I know and past life connections, very deep and powerful, and my whole bed was turned upside down.
Yeah, I think that's great. That's really cool.
Yeah.
Because I think the dream time things have really got shaken up and speeded up. Everything's.
Yes.
And we do leave our bodies when we're sleeping, so we can wake up tired and we can wake. Sorry, we can wake up tired. Sorry, I lost track of what I was going to say.
Yeah, the dream time is getting more intense. We can wake up tired, and because in our dreams we process stuff that is really deep and powerful and transformational. So I think you wanted to tell something about the dream time, because we leave our body, our soul leaves the body when we sleep, and then probably you want to say that our soul gets messages back for our daytime where we have instructions or something. Maybe you want to go this direction?
Exactly, and what I was trying to say is that it's increased, that the dreamtime energy, when we're in that space, when we're in that energy, because we're in a different level of awareness,
Yes.
that space that we're in when we're sleeping now has increased.
Yes.
So it's even for the quote normal person, things have increased. So people are waking up quicker now, and that's part of it. You know, that there's all different things and aspects going on that are all connected to each other. But it's all about raising our consciousness and the shift in consciousness and humanity as a whole. You know, and we're not from here. We don't come.
No, I know.
Yeah.
It's not that we are the starseeds only, but the whole human race came from other planets. We are not indigenous from the Earth.
Not at all. Not at all. And it's about, you know, part of it is also, you know, coming back to our home. But I'm talking about our center, you know, and who we are, and coming back to our center and not believing what's outside of us, not believing what the doctors are telling us, or the lawyers, or the media, or the what do you call it, the medical companies, because it's all fake, it's all lies what we're being fed.
Yes.
You know, we're being fed
Yes.
such a huge amount of
Deep-
disinformation and distorted information.
Yes. Yes.
And none of it is true. And if we can just step back from that.
And it's also entrenched in our fear. What the medical doctors are saying: you must take that medication, otherwise you will be sick. No. That's fear mongering.
It's fear, and it's also, it comes down to their pay packet, because they get paid to
Yes.
push certain medications. You know, they get commission from it when they push certain medications.
That's one reason. The other reason is also, I think, that the elite know, and they created this kind of medication, that when people are awake, they want to dumb us down and take away our abilities to be clairvoyant, to be clairaudient, to be powerful, to be truthful, to speak the truth, to be a rebel, to go against the system, to change the system, to have new ideas for a better world. They all want to take that from us. Take away
And
our power.
it always seems to me to come back to the war between light and dark.
Yes, very true. But that's what it's about. This is the end time, the end of an old era, and the beginning of a new era. The era of enlightenment, the era of love and peace and truth. And for truth to sink in humanity, we need disclosures. Not one disclosure, not one big event, but many events to sink in, to let the truth sink in. Because we have been led to believe that we are only a body. We've been led to believe that we are the only life in the universe. We've been led to believe, that medication is good for us. We have been led to believe that there's no other way for us to get energy for propulsion than burning fossil fuels. We are led to believe, that the climate is changing and that the temperature is rising. No, it's also getting colder. We let it believe many things, many lies and half-truths. But we are the ones that are seeding the truth. You are very powerful in your being, and I am, and I'm getting all those beautiful souls together on my radio. So I'm sorry I interrupted you, but I just wanted to go along with you in your train of thought, and I thought it was very interesting what you were saying. So please go ahead, dear.
Thanks, Maarten. And it is also about taking back our power and saying, and coming back to our center and realizing the truth of things, and the way that we have really been set up from day one, and everything that we've been told and taught and led to believe is a complete lie, and the very opposite is true.
Yes.
One of the first things that the Pleiadians shared with me, and to me it was one of the most profound things, and I did share it with you before, but it was, and the exact words are, the word God in the Bible should be replaced with the word gods, and then things would start to make much more sense.
Indeed, yes.
So, and the other thing they said to me was that our true history, that they created us in their image, and they built the pyramids and the Sphinx, and they showed me that the Sphinx used to be a lion head.
Yes.
And when I was very young, when I think I must have been about 11 or 12, they showed me beneath the Sphinx's paw, when you go down the steps, that there are secret hidden chambers. And there's there's also a huge vast area beneath Egypt that is tunnels and a secret underground area that stretches out for miles and miles.
Yeah.
And it was Sarah Parkak took satellite images and proved the areas, and it's even bigger than I thought it was, because it stretches out for miles. And one of the other things they shared with me was most of the sacred sites, if not all of them, have the same thing going on beneath them.
Yes, very much true. Yes. The pyramids, it's a very interesting place. The Pleiadians were involved, but is it true that the Syrians were involved as well?
I believe so, but because I tend not to research stuff, I just get told.
You get the message from above. Yes.
Yeah, I get it directly from them, and I prefer not to research stuff because I don't want that to influence the information that's coming through to me.
Because that's your genuine information. It's genuine.
Yeah, but exactly.
Yeah.
Because I don't want anything outside of that to influence the information that I'm getting.
Yes.
So I try as much as I possibly can not to research stuff. Sometimes I will go away once I've been told information and then research it, especially if it's stuff that I haven't heard of before or I'm not aware of. Things like the Nazca lines I was shown once years ago, and I do believe it's the Pleiadians that showed me, but they took me above the Nazca lines and in a meditation, and they showed me the Nazca lines from above. And they showed me that there was some large, or there was some device, and I had a feeling that it was quite large. And they were in the air when they made the Nazca lines. When they made the images of the animals, they were in the air, and there was some device used that had an extreme high heat to it. And that's a question I would like to go back to and connect to them again and ask more about the Nazca lines.
It's very interesting. I feel, since I was a child, I felt very attracted to Peru and Chile in South America, the Inca civilization, because there are many ways that point to extraterrestrial influence and contact in the Inca Empire and the Nazca Empire that predated the Inca Empire, the Nazca.
Yeah. And Maarten, when we're drawn to places like that, because we are StarSeeds, and our reincarnation goes back forever, You know, and we don't come from here originally. We've come from the outside in, and we reincarnate again and again and again and again. And you know, the majority of starseeds have been the high priestess and the high priest, and we've lived thousands of lifetimes in different places, and we come back to who we know and what we know. But because we're on a different frequency, we're more aware. But we've come in as teachers again and again and again and again. And now we're in the space on Earth where we're not going to be persecuted again.
No.
Like we were in the past.
Not this time. Not this time.
Not this time.
This time it's the victory of the light. Eventually.
This time, sorry, I didn't catch what you said.
This time is the victory of the light.
Yeah, this is it now. This is...
Eventually, it's a process, of course, but it's taking place. But I feel that we are on the winning hand now.
Yeah, so do I, you know.
Yes. Would you care for a little piece of music in the time between? Or would you like to keep going?
I'm happy to go and have a break if you want to.
Yes, we'll have some sweet music. StarSeed music is created by a guy called Indra from Romania. And he is a real starseed. And I'm sure that you will be very impressed by this music, my dear.
I really liked the last one, so I'm sure, you know, I will.
Yes, yes. I'm not sure which one that was, but I will play Through the Stars, and it's creating a huge space in your aura. It's amazing. But you will hear it back on YouTube in stereo, a bit better quality. So here it comes, Through the Stars from Indra. Yes, my dear friends, welcome back to this beautiful transmission. We had some beautiful music from indramusic.ro from Romania. Really expanding our field of consciousness and our awareness, doesn't it, Carol?
It does. I just made some notes there when we were on the break, and sound and music really can shift our vibration very quickly.
Yes, it can, indeed.
Because it's working on a vibrational level.
Yes.
And also chants. And when you chant with a mala, and you say it very quickly, it increases the speed at which the energy can shift.
Yes.
And that's why that's one of the reasons why you find a lot of the Buddhist monks have such a high clear vibration, clear aura, clear mental state, because they've cleared their energy body.
Yeah. What's the name of that mantra?
Well, there's different chants available. You can do different chants.
Yes, I sometimes do listen to some mantras. I do.
And because if you get a mala and you say them very quickly, that shifts the energy. So if you're going through a state of depression or you're feeling down, if you say them very quickly on a mala, it will increase how the energy is shifted. So, for example, it could take a couple of weeks sometimes for you to shift the energy, or a day, or a couple of days. But if you use a mala and you say a mantra over and over again, it could be anything. It doesn't have to be in Sanskrit. It can be English, and it could be anything. Anything positive, like an affirmation, and you say it quickly, it will shift the energy very quickly.
Yes, and we are now we are now in a heightened state of energy, because the energy is really purifying everything in our souls, in our mental bodies, in our auric field. And now I think it's very important to say chanting and to listen only to music that is on a high frequency level, or that is on that has loving vibrations.
And even classical music as well.
Yes.
Can be very good.
Yes, I have always listened to music that enhances my consciousness.
And I think rock music can have the opposite effect, where it lowers your vibration.
Very much so. I know. I agree. Okay, so where do we go from here, Carol?
Well,
where can people find your book, The Pleiadian Child?
It's on my website, thepleiadianchild.com. And so I've just released a paperback version, as well as an ebook as well, which I've priced at $13.77. So
that's a very fair price.
Yeah, well, that's the price I was told to put it at. So
yeah,
because of the significance of the numbers.
Yes, 1377. Yes, because some channeled material, some books are really expensive sometimes by some other mediums.
I've noticed that. Yeah, I was doing a search the other day for some. I won't mention the name, but for some of the books by some other people, and there was something like crazy prices, like £25 and £50, and really crazy prices. I mean, 25 is not that much, but when 50 and 75, and it's a lot of money for a book, you know.
Yes.
But 13 is something that they told me is very sacred. So you've got the 13 signs, 13 tribes, 13 crystal skulls, 13 sacred geometry, 13 statues in Easter Island. And when they told me that, they're talking about the basalt statues, because there's a group of statues on Easter Island. I was going to say Holy Island then, but Easter Island, there is basalt statues. The 13 chakras, the 13 aura levels, and the 13 earth chakras. So 13 is very significant, and the 13 crystal skulls as well.
Yes, it's a sacred number for sure.
Sorry?
It's a sacred number for sure.
It is.
Yes, and then the 77 is also interesting. The 77P. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So, my dear, what are your visions about the time we are living in, and what are your feelings and your insights about what we can do to stay high in our loving energy, and what we can do to make the best of our lives, and what we should not do? Any advice that you can give to people that are listening?
I think it would be to raise our vibration and start to realize that we've been lied to on a mass scale, and to step back. In meditation is the key, really, to stepping back into our heart center and being centered, and not as much as we possibly can. And we start off slowly by not allowing the outside world and what's going on to influence us or have an effect on our emotions. Because when you watch the news and when you watch images like that, it does affect you.
Yes, because they're also in the news, on the TV, are subliminal images. It's not just the image that they show you about anything. They put frames, the 24 frames per second in a broadcast, and sometimes they take just one frame, you don't see it, but unconsciously you see it. There's one frame, obey, or they put McDonald's or Coca-Cola, and at once you want to drink Coca-Cola while watching TV.
I had that experience when I was at the cinema, and I don't actually like Coke, and I really wanted a Coke, and I saw it. I physically saw the word Coca-Cola. For some reason, my mind caught it.
Yes, of course.
And that was after they had said that they had banned it.
Mm-hmm.
So they may have said they banned it, but they haven't.
They haven't,
because they're still doing it.
No, they haven't. But anyway, I still believe in this large broadcast event when disclosure will happen, because I have read channels by Ashtar, Commander Ashtar and others, that they will take over the media and tell us the truth. And I still believe this event will happen.
That would be great. I haven't heard that before. But wouldn't that be wonderful?
Yeah, because then in all languages, on fixed phones, on cell phones, on iPads, on laptops, on TVs, on radios, any device will be taken over, and the truth in a very loving way will be told by Commander Ashtar, the Pleiadians, the Syrians, Sananda, Archangel Michael. They will all be on board.
And Sananda does have a connection to Pleiadian energy.
Yes.
And I now believe that he is Pleiadian energy. When we were on a break, I was just thinking about it when we were on the break, and I just wanted to say sorry to you and the other viewers, because when I tune in and get connected and do readings and talks and work and spiritual teaching, I tend to talk very fast, and I just wanted to say sorry for that.
No need to say sorry. I can follow you perfectly. I have no difficulty in following you, and I also tend to speak fast sometimes, so that's very normal for sensitive people, but I know that all the listeners are very well capable of tuning in to your energy, because you have a loving energy, and I'm sure they catch up.
Thank you. Thanks.
Yes.
So you were asking about how to raise your energy and vibration.
Yes.
And it's at those moments when people get road rage, or they get a knock on the door from the neighbour to ask to turn the music down. When it's the miserable guy, or the guy in the shop, or the woman in the shop that is rude. It's at those moments when you're in a good space, and then those moments happen that shock you. And sometimes we react to that, and we need to learn not to react to those moments, because that's a test for us to raise our vibration and raise our energy and step away from it as quickly as we can, so that we don't get sucked into a negative energy, a negative vibration, because that will pull us back, that will hold us back.
It's the best is to walk away or to ignore the negativity. But don't get caught up in it. But just refrain yourself from being in this negative vibe. That's what I do. This evening I was at a place where some people are, and the lady was angry about something. But I didn't react to her. It had nothing to do with me, but I didn't want to get into her energy, her negative energy, her anger. So I just left. I just left without saying too much, you know. I really didn't care so much.
Yeah, and I think one of the best things we can do when we're in that situation is mentally say no, or mentally shout no, and just walk off. We don't even need to explain anything.
No, we don't.
Because the quicker we are with that, the longer we are with that person in that energy, we will soak it up.
Yes.
Unintentionally.
Yes.
So the best way to dissolve the situation or to get out of it quickly is just simply to walk off. You don't even need to explain anything.
Yeah. I do that. I don't want to spend too much time with them. People that are like this. I just go my own way and find my own peace. In my own sacred, beautiful house.
Yeah. So I have started doing, I'm about to start doing healing from trauma readings. Because that seems to be one of the things, because I've experienced it, that seems to be one of the things that I have really worked through a lot myself. So it's something I can really share with other people, how to heal from trauma and sexual abuse and rape and those types of situations.
Interesting, because I think that many light workers are dealing with this kind of trauma.
Yeah, and I think that's been put there in our way to stop us from moving forward and raising our own vibration, and which will help, because we are sent here, we're contracted in to help other people sometimes on a mass scale.
Yes, and if you can facilitate with the reading and help people through this process, I think it can be very beneficial for those people.
Because we've been contracted in to come and help people, and we have been kind of bombed with negative energy that is trying to stop us on a mass scale.
Yes.
Because I think that negative energy does see the final outcome as it really is, and I think it's swinging back into a bit more balance now.
But if you don't solve it, it can stay and follow your whole lifetime. These traumas, so they really need to be healed and solved.
And on different levels.
Yes, and can people contact you also on your website?
Yeah, on the Pleiadianchild.com.
I think it's a beautiful name for a website, the Pleiadian Child. Because a child connects to innocence, and Pleiadian connects to our StarSeed family, our ancestors. And it's connecting two beautiful aspects of life, which is actually very important for StarSeeds and Lightworkers.
Thanks, Maarten. It wasn't a name I chose. I kind of resisted it for a while, but it was it was chosen because of because they connected to me as a child. So, it was obviously the Pleiadian Child.
Yes, you are a beautiful Pleiadian Child.
But most starseeds are, children of the stars, whether it's Pleiadian or Sirius or wherever it is. We're all children of the stars.
Yes, we are.
From whichever family we come from.
Yes.
And we're here to raise the energy and the vibration. And it starts with our neighbor next door, or it starts with the guy in the shop, that's pissed off. It starts with us in the moment now. It doesn't, it's not something that's out there, and we can't afford to leave it up to other people.
No, we have to help our brothers and sisters. It doesn't matter what creed of life or walk of life they are from. And you know what I do, Carol? When people ask me, what do you do? I say, I work independently as a journalist. And I talk about subjects like creating a better world. Because when I see they are not on the level of understanding that it's about ETs and consciousness, then I say to create a better world. Type my name, Maarten Horst, in YouTube, and you will find interviews. I don't say too much, and then they start to look on YouTube and they say, "Oh, it's wonderful," you know, and they, without mentioning the word StarSeed or ET, and then they will understand it in their inner knowing by watching the videos.
And here's, you know, something that's just come to me. Anyone who struggles with accepting that we have never been alone and that we are connected to ET energy and that they hide amongst the clouds, just above the clouds, because they actually don't want to be seen most of the time, is to think of them as angels.
Yes.
To think of the positive ET energy as angels, because a lot of the time they have been being perceived as angels when they are
also in the Bible.
ET and astonished energy.
The stories in the Bible of an angel appearing, I believe it all relates to ET showing up on ancient tribes.
Yeah, I mean, most of the ancient tribes believe in star beings that came down from the stars.
Yeah, enorme aliens, they from above they came to the below.
Yeah, and they did do that. And that's where they got a lot of their knowledge from on how to build and create these sites, because they were built by Pleiadians. They intermingled with us and bred with us and created us, and that's how they built the pyramids. But we would have worked alongside them.
The time is coming back for the reunion with our friends from the stars. It's coming very soon.
I believe it's already here.
Yes, it's a
And
very
I believe they ever
joyful
went
time.
I believe that they've always been here.
Oh, they have always been here, but I mean on a massive first contact event where they will land their ships.
That's one of the questions I need to ask them, because I'm not. I'm not too sure. You know, I don't know. So that's one of the questions I need to ask them. But if any of the viewers would like to maybe send you a message or ask if they have any questions, I'd be happy to look at them.
Yes. Well, people can comment on the YouTube upload that will be done tomorrow, and ask questions in the comments on the YouTube.
Yeah. Yeah, because I always welcome questions. You know, because there's a lot of information that I would still like to know myself as well.
Yes, well, let me ask a question here. What is the most beautiful, sacred question and answer that we could ask for the time we live in now? What do we need the most as humanity at this moment?
More love, more connection, more humanity, more awareness. So we need to stop giving our power away. You know, we really need to take our power back and say, actually, no, you know, I don't believe that, and actually, that's not my truth, and actually, that's not okay. You know, we're man's inhumanity to man at the moment is, it is shifting, it is changing, but it has been in a very dark place for a long time.
Yes, indeed.
And it does start with us individually. We need to stop giving our power away and letting or thinking or believing that other people will do it for us, because they won't. No. They won't do it for us. We really need to connect with each other, you know, as starseeds, as brothers and sisters. We really need to connect with each other, and community is so important.
Yes, get together with each other. Very important. Yes. Are there more things you want to share with us, dear?
Just be love. Just be love.
That's the ultimate truth. Be love. Because love is creation. Love is life. The love energy is anything that's alive.
And when the mind comes into play, ignore it. The Buddhists are very good at meditation. They've really got it to, anyone who wants to learn to meditate, I always recommend the Buddhist meditation and Zen meditation, because they really know what they're talking about when it comes to meditation. So there's a technique where you can learn to ignore your mind chatter and shift your focus onto something else. And that's really the way to do it. So let all the negative shit and chitter chatter just fall away and shift your focus. And that also works quite well with addiction. So you're training your mind, you're reprogramming your mind to shift your energy and look at something else. And just let that energy fall away. Because whatever we focus on, we create. And we are in charge of our emotions. Our emotions are not in charge of us.
Exactly. Yeah. It's very true, my dear. I keep calling you dear because I feel so much connected to you.
That's okay, dear.
Yeah. It's a wonderful connection we have.
Yeah, it is. I really do feel a connection to you. And I've always felt with you that you're a StarSeed and you're working through.
Yes, I have my own struggles and I keep going, I don't give up, I stay positive. And I will remember the word that you said, just be love. I think that's very important for many of us, for all of us actually. Not many of us, all of us. It's the only thing that matters is love.
Yeah, that's
the only thing that matters. Yes, my dear. Yes. I would like to have another interview very soon with you.
Yeah, me too. I do. I love talking to you, Maarten.
Yes. Stay on the chat, my dear friends, and thank you for listening. It was a beautiful hour with Carol Noonan, beautiful StarSeed Lightworker.
Can I just share one last thing, Maarten?
Yes, of course you can. Of course.
One of the things that I'm sorry to interrupt you there, love, but one of the things they said to me when I was a child that I remembered when I was an adult was that dinosaurs walked with man. And at the time, when I was a child, I just said to them, that's cracked, that's crazy. But it is actually true. Dinosaurs did walk with man at the same time.
Yes, I believe so.
And there is proof of it now with images of human man footprint and a dinosaur's footprints. So there is proof of that. And I think that's the same for everyone. When we get information like that and we dismiss it because it sounds cracked even to us, we need to look into it.
Indeed.
And follow our intuition and our gut instinct.
Yes, it's the most important is love. And I believe they walked with us, I'm sure. When you tell it, I believe it. Yes. Much love to everybody. Thank you, Carol. I stay on the line. I talk with you.
Okay, thank you, Maarten.
Much love, everybody.